Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Board Talk. I'm your host, Mikey Ramirez. Tonight I got Grandpa P and the OUGSTER man. All right, we're gonna have some hot takes, cold takes, steamy takes. You guys let us know in the comments, but it's our takes. Let's get into it. So the first question is a ranking of 3 players: Anthony, Mudro, and Gakpo.
So Anthony Mudryk from Chelsea and then Gakpo.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go first? I go first?
Yep.
It's a hard one because if you're recently, like, Gakpo is probably at the bottom because he hasn't really done anything. He only had the World Cup that a lot of us based him off.
That PSV form, though.
He was good at PSV. Anthony, fudge. I don't know, man.
I don't like him, to be honest.
I don't care for Anthony, but he has that something in him that he can just make nothing into something, like the Manchester Derby. That shot, his debut versus Arsenal, like, he has something in him, but I just don't know if he fits Man United and Ten Hag's style right now, and that's possibly why we're not seeing the best from him. Because him at Ajax, he was pretty good. And then Mudryk, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I knew Mudryk that much before Chelsea, because honestly I didn't. I seen him a few times, but I didn't think anything of him. So that's a tough one.
I mean, okay. So Gakpo, I feel like no. Mudro.
Who do you think has the most potential?
Most potential? I think Mudro.
Mudryk?
Yeah.
Mudryk? From what I did see, he is very, very lively, and he looks like one of those crackhead players that can just, you know,
He's a Ukrainian.
He's fast.
Yeah, he can just light it up. He's so quick, and his dribbling's so quick. He can light it up at any given moment.
I think out of those 3, he's the best dribbler.
For sure. He's definitely the best dribbler.
Dude.
Anthony has no left foot also.
No left foot?
Or is it right foot?
Right foot.
No,
That's
right
the
foot.
one knack on Anthony. If you watch him, he'll run all the way down the line and won't touch the ball with the right foot one time.
Yeah.
So, you
It's
know
bad.
what?
Yeah, he's like an
Ooh.
inverted Robin.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think I got it. I'm gonna go Anthony third, Mudryk second, Gakpo 1. Just because of that World Cup, PSV, and just because I feel like he would be lighting it right now in the Prem if it weren't for Liverpool's situation
Do you
right
even
now.
think? Okay, so let's say Luis Diaz comes back. Do you think Gakpo finds a field
I don't
think you have to get him in for what
over Salah, Darwin, and Luis Diaz?
You telling me you wouldn't put him over Darwin right now?
I would put him over Darwin.
I would put him
honestly,
over
I don't
they
think
put a lot of investment in Darwin.
I don't think it's necessarily Gakpo's fault right now that he's doing not that good. I think it's just
I mean,
the
he
players
came
around
into
him.
a shit
Yeah, the
situation.
midfield
Like, he
over
doesn't.
there?
No midfield.
There's no midfield.
He's
that
come
club.
in, and when I see his face every time, he looks lost. He looks like, what the hell did I just get myself into? Like, I feel for him.
Man United.
Honestly, you know what? Honestly, he should have went to Man United, but who knows? I think Liverpool, they can bounce back, but they're
There's
just
a- Mudro's
a
on-
mess. But that's my 3. That's what That's what I've gone with. That's
Mudro's
my
just
3.
on such bad form at Chelsea right now, but he looks lethal.
When he
And
comes in, he looks lively. He looks very lively.
he also don't get the ball because like Cucurella don't pass it to him for whatever reason.
He's just it's so hard with these 3 because I think
It's
that's
a lot
why
of unproven.
I think that's why you got to
players.
put Anthony last because he's in a good situation right now and he still doesn't look that good. Like, he's had 2,
Right.
3 good moments, but other than that, does he even start? I don't even think he starts anymore.
He starts when he's healthy, but if he's like kind of got a knock, then he doesn't play.
Yeah, so that's why I've gone for Anthony last, Mudryk second, just because I haven't seen much of him at all. But what I have seen from him, he does look very lively. And then Gakpo, what I've seen from the World Cup, what we've seen at PSV, I think you have to put him first.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Gakpo, Anthony, Mudryk.
You think Mudryk's the best one?
No, worse.
Oh, so you went
Top
first
to bottom.
top
Okay.
to bottom.
Anthony got a little dog in him too. I swear, dude.
He
He'll
does.
fight anybody.
I mean,
He
he's
will fight
definitely one of
anybody.
those players that when you have him on your team, he annoys the shit out of you. But when he scores, the shithousery you see from him, you definitely love to see that.
I love it.
You love to see that.
Okay. For
It's
our
from the
next
favelas.
question. Our next question. Who is the most informed player in the world right now?
In the world right now,
Yeah. I think it's pretty obvious. It's got to be Rashford.
Marcus.
in the world right as of right now.
Just
Marcus
on
Rashford.
form. On form.
As a City fan, can I admit that? Can I admit that?
He's been looking nasty after this World Cup, man. And
Even in the World Cup, 3 goals.
So what's the time frame?
With no
from the
minutes.
World Cup? From the World Cup? Is that
Yeah.
the time? I mean, yeah, we have to give it to Modric. I mean, not Modric. We have to give it to Rashford
Rashford.
because he's had what, 13 goals.
He's had the most
14?
goals since the restart.
14, 15, whatever, how many goals. It's in the double digits since the World Cup. I guess we gotta give it
He's
to
a baller.
I guess.
Rashford. Is
I mean-
it sustainable though? Do you? So he's on his. This is his last. He's on his last season right now. What do you give him in that contract? That new contract at the end?
You give him whatever.
Whatever.
He has whatever he wants.
What do
He's
you
from
think?
Manchester. He's done everything for Manchester. He loves Manchester United. You give him whatever.
You give him
want.
whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a player you don't have to worry about getting in trouble.
And
So you don't have to
and
worry
he's-
about outside.
He's $10 boy.
What do you think, Mikey? Like, do you give him? Do
Um,
you? Let's say he asked for
400K?
De Bruyne wages, 400K a week. Are you giving that to him?
I think he's worth
I
400K.
do. I think he's unsellable at all costs.
Nah, I don't.
At all costs.
I
I think
don't.
if someone tried to go in for him, I'd say we'd probably ask for like.
They have the
150,
money too,
170.
anyways.
I don't think you give a player everything in the bank just off of one season. I think
Oh,
Man
no, it's
United.
not just
I
one
think Man
season,
United
though.
would have to stand their ground and show him like, hey, we'll give you
He had
200K.
one bad season.
Last season.
Whoa,
One bad season.
whoa! I think he's.
He was good during COVID.
I think other than his that first year that he came in and
He
he
was
got
good
he got
under
the,
Ollie.
he got. All right, bro.
He was.
He was all right.
He
He
got
was
second.
all right.
They got
Was.
second. That
Was it because
year.
of him though? What was,
I mean, he
nah.
was-
Honestly, this is the only season, that first season where he first lit it up, and I remember him getting like a goal or two versus Manchester City in the FA Cup. That was a great season, and then after that, it was meh. It was average. It was average and average, and then
low-key,
now he's lighting
he
it up
might
again.
be the best big game player in the world.
Right now,
Right
No.
now?
I don't think you can put that over.
He
Haaland.
scored in every big game.
What are
Since
they-
the start
mean,
of his career,
what are the-
every debut he had, he scored. City,
Nah, I'm not having
Arsenal,
that.
Chelsea.
I'm
He
not
scored
having that.
so
I'm
many
not
goals
having
versus
that.
the top
I'm not
six.
having
It's
that.
crazy.
I'm not having. Other than this, other than since the World Cup, I'm not having that.
Yeah, you're
I-
going a little crazy
You're
right
going
now.
a little bit crazy with that. I'm not.
I don't
having
know the
that.
exact numbers,
I'm
but
not having that.
he scored. He scored once on City this season. He scored once on Liverpool
Oh,
this
off-
season.
hey.
He scored twice on,
Oh,
3
no.
times on Arsenal
Don't
this
even
season.
get me. Don't even get me started with that goal. That was. Hey,
Okay.
was that offside?
No,
Come on,
Yes,
man.
it
Come on.
was. No.
No
Yes, it
way.
was.
No way.
No.
No way. No
I
way.
agree with him. That was offside.
That was offside. City should have had the 3 points. We would have coasted.
Listen,
Let's not even. Let's
If
not
you
get
played
off.
the game, you would understand. He was Bruno was fucking up. Who was it? Ake or was it?
It was Rashford that was standing over the ball, and Akanji was right behind him. And so if
Oh yeah,
if
yeah.
Rashford's not there, Akanji clears that. If
Right.
Rashford is not there, Ederson doesn't step up.
I don't think he's offside.
Yes,
I don't think he's offside.
bro.
Based
You know,
on,
let's
based
not
on
get,
the rule,
let's not get
based
off
on
topic.
the
Let's
rule,
not get too off topic.
We're no referees. Okay, let's get on to the next question. So, how does Man City, if they're found guilty of their 100 breaches
breaches.
of financial fair play, how does this affect Pep's legacy?
I don't think it messes with it at all.
I think it
I don't think it
puts a
touches it.
big blemish.
You
I don't think it
cannot-
puts. I don't think it puts a big blemish because people like to say he's had all this money, he's had all the greatest players, but the best manager coaches the best players,
That's how
and
it's supposed to be.
and other managers for Manchester City have came in. They've had similar money and haven't been able to do what he's done. He dominates wherever he goes. So I mean, of course, it's going to put a little dent into his legacy, but.
You can never take that tiki-taka Barcelona out of his
Yeah,
legacy.
I mean
That's the
he's
best football
changed
we've ever
football
seen.
forever.
I
mean, you can thank us for you guys being in the race right now.
I just
You can thank us for that. So let me hear it.
Wait. Let me say something.
Let me hear it. You can
I
thank us
just
for
don't
that.
think he can develop players like.
How can he not
Arteta.
develop player though?
Like an Arteta, bruh. You see Arteta what he's done with Martinelli. Martinelli was out of Div 3 in Brazil and brought him to the Prem.
Phil Foden, did he not develop him?
He didn't develop him. He was out of the academy,
Oh,
and he's not even good.
Oh my God! Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
Martinelli better than Phil Foden for sure.
You're smoking.
No,
You're smoke. He may be on a slump right now, but when Phil Foden was at the top of his game, people were rating him up there with Mbappe and Haaland.
Yeah.
Hey,
it was
Martinelli
their
won't do what Phil Foden has done in the Champions
I think that's
League.
just crazy England fans.
Phil
Yeah.
Foden put Man City on his back when we went to the Champions League final.
Who do you think's better, Martinelli or Phil Foden?
Phil Foden,
He's
bro.
just saying that because he got Phil Foden on his fantasy team, bro.
Phil Foden is a baller, bro. Phil Foden at the top of his game is a baller.
The only thing
He may
that-
be struggling right now due to some things.
Jack Grealish
but-
is starting over him, bro.
Bro, he's been
That boy's
injured.
ass.
He's been injured and he's not fit. There's some outside things going on with Phil Foden. You know, some rumors going on.
What? I
But,
ain't heard about this stuff.
But
He's a partier, I'm pretty sure.
I heard he's been partying a little bit too much lately. But Phil Foden at the top of his game is unplayable, bro. Like what he did to PSG, what he did to Man United, what he did to Dortmund. Like Phil Foden's moments are way bigger than anything any Arsenal player on your team has done.
I don't know if he's better than Saka.
I think there's an argument right now, but Saka hasn't done what Phil Foden has done at the top of his game. Saka hasn't had
You know
those
what this
Champions League
reminds me
nights.
of? My argument for Jamie Vardy being the best striker in the world at one time, because best English striker ever, because Harry Kane couldn't have done what Jamie Vardy did out.
You're saying, wait, hold up. You're saying the guy that's made like 5 appearances for England is the best striker in the world for England? Is that what you're saying?
That is what he's
Yeah,
trying to
and
say.
in
but
the
it's
past,
not.
I've brought this up to Kaden, even though he's not here. I've said that Jamie Vardy is better than Harry Kane because Harry Kane can't do what.
Jamie Vardy did at Leicester.
Yeah.
But
Which
that Leicester
low-key
team was
be-
sick, though. Although we didn't know at the moment, they were sick. Conte, Mahrez, Vardy,
Huth. Robert Huth. Wes
and
Morgan.
Ndidi.
Ah,
Like,
Schmeichel.
they were a sick team.
Okay, let's go back to our original question. So, am I the only one who thinks this affects his legacy?
I think it does a little bit, but not as much as people would say. Like I think the only
He's got too much.
he's yeah.
Literally.
All right. Let's go to this next question. Who has had the worst season? Son, Salah, Paqueta, or Grealish?
I think you got to take Grealish away from those because although that price is what hangs over him, but he's had 4 goals.
Nah,
6 assists.
this season he's been okay.
He's been good. I think he's been a big difference maker for us. Although it may not seem like it, the numbers won't tell. The pass to assist, the amount of times he's got that, the amount of times he breaks pressure, gets fouls for us. Like,
Who are the other players?
Son, Salah, and Paqueta.
The worst season so far?
Yeah.
Son.
I might have to go with Son.
Because how many
gotta
league
be
goals
big
does he
like
have?
that.
Like 4, 5?
He scored a hat trick and then it's been pretty much silence.
I mean,
since then.
it's very close between Son and Salah because
I mean,
Salah-
Salah's got 8 goals in a
Salah still has
very
8
bad
goals?
Liverpool team. Well, in the Prem, I don't know.
I don't
How many
even
he
know.
has in
Son might
Champions
get
League.
benched soon, to be honest.
That's crazy. Because he literally
who's
just
had
won
worse,
the Golden
Son or
Boot.
Salah? Here's the thing. I think I hear more about Salah because Liverpool fans are obviously pissed off that they gave him that $300K contract a week
They
and now
should've
he's
signed
performing
Mane.
like this. And then also letting go of Mane, and they're like now thinking, who should have we let go? But Son's been pretty dog water himself too. That's a tough. I don't know. I'm gonna say Son.
Yeah.
That's had a worse one just because even when I go up against Liverpool or Spurs, like I wasn't afraid of Son at all. I'm still afraid of Salah, and obviously we
Same.
paid for it. He got the goal versus us. He got the winner. So I'll say Son. Yeah, I'm gonna say Son.
I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah. Okay. Now
That wasn't a good one.
I feel like we
I thought
have.
we were gonna
I think I got a more
difference in opinion.
controversial question right here. So, is this a 3-legged race or a 3-team race in the Prem now? This wasn't my
He's
question.
baiting me. He's baiting
So this
me
is
with
the video
one.
I'm gonna do tonight. So I told him let's do this one, and then I wanted. This is what I got to say. This is what I'm gonna say in my video. So tune in if you want a deeper analysis
Go ahead.
of what stats wise. I'm not stats wise, but numbers wise, they are definitely there. They're only 5 points off of the top. Although Arsenal do have a game in hand, so it could be 8. But let's say things stay the same. Let's say they stay 5 points between Arsenal, Man City, and Man United, and then Arsenal and Man City tie at the Etihad, and Man United win that game of that week. They only find themselves 3 points behind.
Oh my God.
And so
You're
numbers
getting me
wise,
giddy.
they are there. And then another reason why I think they could potentially be there. Now, if you're probably listening to me thinking, shut the hell up. There's no way Man United are going to go out and win the league, and I would agree with you. But here's in my
We have
head,
a fighter's chance. We
you
do.
have a fight. To say they don't have a shot at all, I think you would be lying to yourself. Because what makes me believe that they still have a shot is that in February, I am still going into match weeks hoping that they lose. And that tells me that in my head,
I don't.
in my head,
when I see them play,
I
don't
still
care.
find them a threat. I still find them a threat. If I am still
That's a
going
lie.
into match weeks, into February, hoping that they lose,
I think that's just your hate as a Manchester City.
it could be. But look, usually by the end of when does the Premier League start? August, right?
Right.
Usually a month or two after that, I could care less what happens to Man United because they're so off the grid. I don't. It doesn't matter what they do. But the fact that we're in February now, a few games past half season, and I am still hoping that they lose, it tells me that in my head they're somewhat of a threat.
I just don't know where they get the goals from.
It's Rashford. It's Rashford
He
right
can't
now.
do everything.
Yes, he can.
And-
He cannot.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Okay.
He'll score a goal every game.
You know,
He's not Holland, dude.
But
he's
here's
done it.
It's not just
He's
Rashford, but it's also the belief that Ten Hag has put into this team. They are solid.
It's Casemiro.
Their
That's a
wing backs
winning
are
player.
questionable. Their wing backs are questionable, but in that middle, they're
Shalberto.
very solid. Casemiro,
Shalberto's playing CB for you guys right now.
Martinez, and then Luke Shaw coming in as a center back. He's done pretty
He
solid.
clamped up Lewandowski and Holland. As a
Whoa,
center
hold
back.
up. Pause there on the Holland part.
What?
He did not clamp up Holland.
He didn't score.
Okay,
And he scored
that's
on
because of Man
everybody
City.
else.
That's because of Man City not playing him the ball. That's not because Holland couldn't get through that
Luke Shaw
good
had that
defense.
thing on clamps.
All right, whatever. But yeah, I think man, as much as I hate this team, like I despise Man U. As much as I hate them,
Feelings mutual. Trust me.
I rate Ten Hag so much. I mean, the way he handled Ronaldo, the way he's getting Rashford into form. There's no doubt in my mind that he's gonna get Sancho back into form.
No, dude.
There's no doubt, bro. Rashford looked worse than Sancho when they were both at their
Rashford.
lowest.
I agree.
Rashford looked worse than Sancho.
Dude.
And if
But
he can get
Sancho's
Sancho
better.
playing anywhere like he did back at Dortmund,
I just don't think he's a winger.
It's another
You know what's
option.
crazy? He's a winger.
You know
It's
what's
another
crazy
option.
is Ten Hag's dropped Weghorst into the 10. That is crazy.
why y'all got Wakehorse? I have no.
You scared of
no.
you scared of
We
Wake
had
Forest?
no
I have
You're
striker.
scared of
We
a
had
team
no
with a Burnley
striker.
striker? You're scared of a team
I'm
with a
not
Burnley
saying.
striker.
I'm not saying they're gonna go and win the league. I don't think they're gonna go and win the league. I fully believe it's between Man City and Arsenal, but
They got an outsider.
they
chance.
have an outsider chance, and not only that, we could see potentially one of our teams drop below them. We could if Arsenal drop a few more games. Man United could
I like
pull
that.
It
at
just
least
sucks.
come second.
It
Man
just sucks
City.
that we had such a bad first half of the season
You know what I mean?
where we couldn't.
We
catch
had
up.
51 points in the first 19 games or 18 games, and we've had 1 point or 4 points. In the last
1 point in the last 9, not
Not
games,
9.
but 1 point out of the last 9 points.
Right.
But
He's been
yeah,
on
I
that
mean,
point.
I rate Ten Hag. I like his tactics. What he did
Um,
versus Man City, I thought was brilliant. You know, he knew that we would have possession. He knew that we would attack them, and so what I know what he did. He told his players, as soon as you win that ball, send it forward. As soon as you get that ball, Casemiro wins it, plays it to Bruno. He sends it forward. Martial, Rashford.
Tyrese.
It was a 2v2 like that right there. Like that showed me what a manager can do, and that's what coaches do. And I rate Ten Hag. I'm not trying to sound like
We might be
a
bad.
dick rider,
That's all
but
I'm saying.
I rate him.
And
I hate
especially
the team.
We just got
after getting you might get these Qatari
the
owners.
Glazers
Might-
might be out.
Might
Thank
be,
God.
you guys might have that Man City money. You guys might be
Next
in trouble.
season, they could be a huge effing problem because all they need is consistency. That's the biggest thing about
We
Man
need
United.
a.
They don't have
nasty
consistency.
9.
oh
And you need to get rid
Yeah,
of
you
Fred. You need to get rid of
Nah.
Fred. You need to get rid of
McTominay.
McTominay. You need to
Yeah.
get rid of who else is in the midfield? It's Casemiro. I think
Ericsson,
Bruno.
we're fine.
I think
don't
Bruno-
know. Ericsson.
You don't like? How do you not like Ericsson, bro?
He's decent.
Ericsson's
I
good.
don't think he should start in the Prem anymore. I
That's
think he's too
crazy
old.
to me, bro.
He's got no legs.
He could be right there. I think as super sub he does well, and then maybe like I don't know. I don't know about Ericsson. Bruno, I think he's overrated.
He's-
But I
he's
do,
good
I do,
enough for the
I
Prem.
think, I think
He's
he,
good
I
for
think
the
he's
Prem.
good enough for this Ten Hag side because, like I said, in games like versus Manchester City where they were just flinging it up the field,
He moved him out to the right. Now.
I mean that works, and I mean they create enough for him because here's why I don't rate Bruno is because he hits the ball up 40 times and only 3 of those times will
Right.
actually land.
He does try a lot of stuff that doesn't work, but
Yeah, but
the one time he does.
that's just my thoughts on Man United. I'm not saying they're going to. I would agree with most people. They're not going to go and win the Prem. They don't have the
I'd agree with you.
They don't got the
too. I don't
facilities
think
for
we're
that,
gonna
but to
win
say they don't have a chance at all, I think you would be lying to yourself.
Okay.
We're just lurking.
A few bad games from us, and Man United could
Okay, Payne.
potentially be them.
This is your question, so I'm gonna ask you. I want you to answer this one first.
Hmm.
Will Enzo's price tag be worth it?
No,
Why?
because I think there's a lot more available options out there for less money, and is just as good a player. Enzo's 120, and I think they could probably get Declan or Jude for maybe even less
I don't
than
think
that.
Jude goes there.
Maybe
at all.
not Jude, but I think they could have got Declan for like 80 mil or 60 mil, because West Ham's so bad. And he's already asked for the move out, and I think that would have been a better fit in that 6 role than Enzo. I mean, maybe they still go after Declan.
Is there
Who knows
any
what Todd's
way?
gonna do.
Is there any way that it can be worth it? Like, let's say he's the best 6/8 in the Prem for the next 5 years. It's worth it then?
I mean, yeah, if they go back to the top, it's worth it because you turn your team around with that signing and every other signing that you make.
I feel like he's a good player. He's
good.
definitely good.
It's just 120. That's crazy.
I think he's worth like 80 million, or 60 to 80
It's
million.
Jude, but you think Jude's better than him, right?
Yeah, I think Jude's better.
So
but,
what's he gonna go for now?
Well, I thought does he not have a release clause?
I don't think so.
Then
I think some of the prices I was hearing for Jude is like 160, 180.
Jesus, who's paying that? Real Madrid?
That's
Like,
a lot.
like stupid money, bro. Stupid money.
It's worth it though.
I
What
like
do you
Enzo.
think?
I think he's a great
I like
player.
him. I really do. I liked him at the World Cup.
Here's
I
the
like
thing.
him in Chelsea squad right now, but
He's a dog.
We knew of him at Benfica. We knew
Right.
of him. But if you're to sit here and tell me that everyone knew this kid was going to be the next star, you're lying to yourself.
Nah,
So
man.
the fact that he's worth 120 mil, I hate teams that buy players after just a good World Cup. You can't do that. I think
we did that.
You've had to
before.
learn from those mistakes many times in the past that you don't sign players just because of a good tournament like the World Cup.
I think Chelsea was desperate though because of how bad they were.
I think Todd Bowley. I don't know what to think about him. I think he's going at this like as an American way. He's trying to get so many youth players, and you just can't do that. You definitely have to invest in the youth, but you can't go balls to the walls because only 2 or 3 of those are going to maybe work out. And he spent so much, and not only that, he signed them for 7-8 years, so he is stuck with these players. And so if it doesn't work, it's all or nothing, and that's why I don't think it's. And I'm a little more old-fashioned, and you may find that funny because saying that as a Man City fan, I don't think anybody's worth 100 mil. Honestly, like unless
in
you are
today's
the
world, I
best,
think it's getting to the point where
it's getting ridiculous at this point. But I don't think anybody's worth 100 mil, especially only after one good tournament and a decent few seasons with.
I mean, that was his first season at Benfica. He didn't even do the whole season, I'm pretty sure.
Well, there you go. I didn't even know that. Like I said, I knew of him, but I wasn't paying attention to him.
I mean, not to my own horn, but I told this man in like
I have a Real Madrid FIFA career mode, and he was like, "Dude, get Enzo."
Get Enzo.
Get Enzo.
Get
Like,
Enzo.
I'm like, I
Hey,
don't know.
for FIFA, he's nice, man. He's nice. Nah, 120 mil is outrageous. Cause like, imagine
for an 8.
like a Yaya Toure, or imagine like De Bruyne in his prime. What the hell would they be going for?
Oh my god.
What the hell would they be going
Exactly.
for? Like it's getting a bit out of hand. So 120, I think Todd Bowley's could really
He's a little out of his mind right now.
run Chelsea to the ground, because if this doesn't work, it could work.
I think he's just throwing money at it because he can. I think
He's like people have said, he's playing Football Manager, bro. Like
Yeah.
this is outrageous what he's doing. Hey, so if Man City go down, I swear to God, if I don't see Chelsea next, I'm calling BS. If I don't see Chelsea, Barca going down with us, I am calling BS.
I would
All
be
right,
pissed if I were
because he
you.
spent an 800 mil in one transfer window.
2 windows.
Okay, 2 windows, so 1 season, and we spent $1 billion over the course of 10 seasons. So if I don't see him down next, this is outrageous. This is
That is
outrageous.
bad.
I'm calling racism just because we got Saudi owners. I'm calling
Okay.
racism.
I got this a little short question, a little throwback from our last time we did this takes video. Over under on Spurs winning a trophy in the next 50 years.
50 years is a long time, but you would have said that 50 years ago as a Spurs fan as well.
I mean,
So-
what do they have after Son and Kane leave? Because I don't see them winning a trophy at Tottenham. I see.
So there's rumors of them getting bought too, of new owners.
Oh shit!
There's
really?
rumors. I heard that they quickly shut it down, but they said for the right price they would think about it. So we could see some new owners, maybe not
Oh,
this
man.
year, but sometime
I
soon.
don't like all these new owners. I just keep thinking Super League every time I hear about a new owner
As
coming in.
you might get a new owner right now.
Yeah, but I don't want the Super League though.
If we get the Super
mean-
League, I think I would become an Everton fan.
The Super League's the same thing as the Prem.
Nah,
Yes, it is.
no, that is outrageous. I hate hearing these La Liga fans, Serie A fans, Bundesliga fans bitching about the Premier League. That was y'all 20 years ago. We were looking at the La Liga the same way. We couldn't compete with them. And so now that the tides have switched, they're now bitching about it. Like, come on now. Come on. Don't.
Bruh.
It looks
Chelsea-
worse now for us just because prices have gone up and there's more money in the world. There's more money everywhere.
There's
We're
so
spending
much
more,
money in the.
we're
Prem.
spending more money everywhere. So it looks worse on us, but at least our league is competitive,
It's
right?
just-
It's not like La Liga. They only gave a fuck about Real Madrid and Barcelona. Those were the only two winners. Maybe Atletico.
I mean, it's only been the two. I mean, you guys, how many Prems do you have in the last 10 years? Like 6?
6, yeah.
And Liverpool has won. Have you guys won in the last 10 years?
But we-
so it's Chelsea, Liverpool,
2012.
A lot of that has to do with money, but we can also thank a lot of that to Pep because Pep's won the last, I think, 9 or 10 leagues out of the 12 seasons he's had with City, with Barca, with Bayern. So wherever he goes, he tends to make it his league. So once he goes, I guarantee you it's going to return to back to what it was before. Because when we had Pellegrini, we won 1 with him. Then Chelsea won like the next 2 or something like that. So once Pep, I think that's more of a Pep thing than it being a Man City turning it into a farmers league.
It just like,
Once he leaves, it's gonna balance out again. We're gonna see winners like potentially Arsenal, Man United,
no, I just
Chelsea.
Th-
We'll see
there's
more
just so
variety.
much money in the, not even like in transfers, but like in wages. Like they're paying Phil Jones $100K a week still. That's crazy.
Look, I
But
get
that
it.
was a long.
But see,
time
people
ago.
also don't
We're
understand
stuck paying them.
Who is the most entertaining league? Who are people
Alright, that's
watching?
true.
The Premier
Everybody.
League. No one gives a
Okay.
hell about Rayo playing in Villarreal.
Yeah.
No one gives a damn.
Okay, but what if Real Madrid and Barcelona and Bayern and PSG were in here instead of a fucking Leeds, instead of Everton, instead of
That'd be disgraceful. You're just taking away.
Then why can't? What does that do to Leeds though?
Yeah, you're
That's
like,
the problem.
you're just taking away from smaller
Like,
clubs.
yeah,
like
it's-
what makes this league so special is that anybody can shine.
I mean,
So
they're
competitive.
in the new Super League that they're making. They're saying that there's going to be promotion and relegation.
Nah, Super League.
Low-key, that'd be
And you know
fine.
what's funny about the Super League? Who are the main people trying to make the Super League?
Real Madrid,
Real Madrid,
Juventus, and
Barcelona,
Barca.
Juventus. So they're just pissed off. They're not in the conversation no more because of poor management and poor owners. That's why they're pissed off because we got people in the Premier League, well, a few of us, that have owners that know how to run a damn club. So, nah.
Throw money
it's-
at a damn
it's,
club.
Nah,
Cheap.
it's horse crap, bro. I can't. I hate when I hear La Liga bitch about it because we looked at them this exact same way 10 years ago when they were dominating, and they're still somewhat dominating.
I mean,
Real Madrid is still winning the Champions League.
so back to our original question: over or under on Spurs?
Oh
winning?
wow! How the hell we get out of that?
You brought up some owners for Spurs out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah,
he brought up the Super League.
Okay.
I'm going.
You gotta go
Over.
under or over. You gotta
Over.
go over. It's
Over.
Spurs. At the end of the day, it's Spurs.
You know what's crazy? In my predictions video, I predicted Spurs to win something this season. I
That's
thought maybe they could.
take, bro.
Well, look, Conte was coming in. They have a lethal attack, and so I thought maybe this season, maybe they could get a Carabao Cup, but nah, it looks like Spurs.
And who knows? Newcastle
Spurs-
might even right above.
There might be a new Big Six, and Spurs might have to get out of the way.
Spurs are gonna Spurs. This is why I wish we had Kennard in here. I would really love to hear his take. I guess you got to go over. You can't go under. I mean, Spurs are gonna Spurs. They had a huge opportunity. Was it last season or 2 seasons ago?
2
in the
seasons
Carabao
ago.
Cup final versus City.
And they fired Jose.
They fired Jose
That
right
master
before the
winner
game.
Right in front of them.
They left how old was he? Like early 30s as their manager. was like the youngest manager.
He used to play for Spurs. He's still on the staff to this day.
Yeah, you have to go over, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Who has a brighter future? The U.S. national team or the Mexico national team?
The U.S. Easily.
Let's hear
It's
yours,
not
Mike.
even close.
It's not even close.
No.
No, I don't think you
Can't
can say
get-
that. I don't think you can say
Soccer's
that.
growing
I don't think you can say that.
crazy right now.
I would agree with Peyton. I think if we look at it, even as the biggest Mexico fan and the biggest low key USA hater, I mean, I like to see them succeed because I like to see CONCACAF represented, and I am half American, so I do somewhat go for them. But when it's Mexico USA, I can't stand USA.
Hey.
But other than that, I do somewhat go for them. But even I have to admit that USA's future is definitely brighter.
What was the quote from Patrick Vieira
Oh.
to Crystal?
So I was watching this interview with Vieira, and they asked him a question about Chris Richards and how they found him, and he's like, to be honest, the MLS and the U.S. in general is a place with a lot of potential for the future.
The young kids that we have coming up are good,
I just
and we're spreading them out across Europe.
the only thing I don't like about you guys is it's just weird. Like you get the manager, like the Reina and Berhalter situation was just weird.
Yeah, but
Like-
that's not talent. That's not
Like
talent.
how's your coach getting blackmailed from players? That's crazy.
Here's the thing, right? And I think people don't really look at this, but cultures have a lot to say about, I think, sport. I think USA have a very poor culture when it
For
comes
soccer.
to for soccer.
It's
For
growing.
one thing, we call it soccer. Like that's weird. You know, I grew up calling it football. I'm sure you grew up calling it
Yeah.
football.
Soccer.
You use soccer, but it's. I think that's the way Mexico will keep up, is because I think our culture is way better than USA's. I think USA has a pretty bad.
What about the number of people?
What do you mean?
And we might even get
The-
more
the
nation
sport-
changes.
If we're talking about
nation
number of
changes.
people, let's go China, best fucking country in the
Well,
world. for
well, here's
football.
another thing. Here's another thing,
India.
though, and it's something that we could probably relate to. Money.
And
The amount of
nation
money
changes.
it takes. Like how many
No,
players?
it is horrible to
The nation
the
changing
Americans-
from Mexico to America back and forth it's confusing.
I
It
think
happens all the time.
I think Mexico players have a poor mentality. You know, we see a lot of them who have so much potential, and then they go up to Europe,
It's
and
'cause
they don't hang because they
they party.
can make an easier life getting paid more in Liga MX. So that's why we always see players go back to Liga MX. We never see a lot of players test themselves in Europe because Liga MX just play their players too much. It's ridiculous, and we wonder why this league isn't growing, is because it's just full of lazy motherfuckers. And then for USA, although they are growing, their best
They're spending
talent
money, too.
is still not being represented in USA. USA could have a way better team right now if it wasn't so inexpensive to go out and play.
And I don't see Messi going to Liga MX. Whereas if he goes to Inter Miami, that's going to cause a whole different level of soccer fans.
So you're
to
telling
all of
me
America.
you thought Dino would go to Mexico?
Huh?
Did you think Dino would go to Mexico?
I mean, no, but
I mean,
we're talking about Dino here.
here's what I gotta say. So Liga,
I mean, for my next question, I think I know what you're gonna say,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be kind of funny.
But we know who Dino is.
Liga MX is a league for South Americans to get rich. You know, they don't get paid as much in South America, so where do they come? They come to Liga MX. That's why we still see this league kind of, compete and still dominate in CONCACAF as of right now, is because a lot of South Americans go over there, and then the
Yeah, I don't think
Mexico
a
players.
I don't think MLS team has won the CONCACAF Champions
They just
League.
won it this past season.
this
It was
last
Seattle
season?
Sounders, right?
I have no
I think
idea.
it was Seattle Sounders. So that was like the first time in
Yeah.
years. And then MLS is a retirement home as of right now. It's for youth players to
Start their
play a
career.
few games, get bought out by some European team, and then retirement homes for like Zlatan and Rooney and come. So I don't know how much more these leagues will grow, but in terms of the national teams, it's going to be tough. But you definitely have to say USA as of right now with players like Pulisic, like Reina, like Adams, all those guys. Mexico, we do have some talent, but like I said, by the time they're 25, they're already partied out and.
Exactly. It's all because of Dino, man. He fucked up those Dos Santos brothers.
Giovanni Dos Santos was my favorite player when I was a kid.
He was
I
good.
followed him everywhere I go. Villarreal, he was a fucking baller, but he, instead of pushing himself, what'd he do? He took the money and came to LA Galaxy. Wasn't he the highest player
I think
at the
so.
moment? He got paid
At
like
the time,
15 mil.
yeah.
Okay.
We have no goals, man. We make money and then we settle. I call us the settlers, bro. Mexico's our settlers. They make money and they chill with that.
Okay. Now for a more personal question. Favorite legend, soccer legend.
Dino. That dude, I've never seen a guy play football like him, or just do what he does. And just
Dino as well.
Ah, interesting.
Everybody
I thought you were
loves
gonna say
Dino.
Man City
Everybody
one,
does.
but you guys don't have any, huh?
I mean, so what made me like Man City? Well, it was crazy. I was a big Brazil fan. I was a Ronaldinho fan, and I was a Robinho fan. I loved Ronaldinho. He's who got me to watch this sport was Ronaldinho. But I also loved Robinho. That's why I started paying attention to Manchester City in 2010 when Robinho was at Man City.
Oh my
Although he
God.
didn't meet expectations, I was in love with those two, and that's why I started watching the Prem because of Robinho, and I thought the Prem was just a better league than what Ronaldinho at that time was at. AC Milan? No, he was at AC Milan at the moment. Yeah, 2008 is when he went, I believe, somewhere around there, and yeah, 2010.
That's before I was a football fan, but I just watching Dino, it's like, oh my god.
I remember playing
What
PES
is
2008 with Robinho. I think it was Alexander Pato, Pirlo. It was crazy.
I think mine's either. I think I got some Brazilian in me too. As I wear the jersey, I think
Thierry?
no. I think it was Kaká. Probably.
Kaká's your favorite?
Well, not. I
Kaká
think he was
was-
my first legend.
Kaká was cool because I remember watching
I
when
think
he
he's
got
my
the
first.
I watched that at my abuelita's house when he was winning the Ballon d'Or, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Someone winning other than fucking Messi and Ronaldo.
I think he was my first legend, other than Ronaldo, obviously, but he's not a legend yet. He's still playing. So it's either him or the best player ever in the Prem, Thierry Henry.
What about Ronaldo? Cristiano?
I don't count him as a legend yet. He's got to retire first.
Oh, okay.
He's a legend.
Is he not retired
I mean-
right now?
Not retired yet.
He's not retired right now.
He's still
I
scoring
think
goals.
he's retired.
He's still scoring goals.
Hey, he's trying to get number one on the goal list.
Fair play.
I don't know.
If he-
Pele's.
He's dead now. He can't send it anymore.
Was it? You think it was him in the first
R.I.P.
place that was
Pele.
changing?
Yeah,
R.I.P. Pele. You got the Brazil jersey
Hey,
on
rest
and
in peace,
everything.
Pele.
Nah, yeah, it was Ronaldinho for me.
So
Ronaldinho
Dino and
for
Dino?
sure.
Mhm.
I watched this video like at least
The
once.
crossbar challenge
Nah.
one?
It's like it's a highlight video, and it's like. These men are made of dreams.
Oh, yeah.
That highlight video is the hardest highlight video you will ever see in your life. I've shown that to random people who have never even watched the game, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing.
Yeah, well, I just did this on the camera, but when he did this,
On the
it's
Champions
over,
League?
bro. It's
in the
over.
lineup.
It's over.
That's a good meme.
He's ridiculous. He's one of those players that if he would have just focused more on it instead of just being but that's also what made him is that he always had a smile on his face and he just loved life. But if he would have focused a bit more, I don't know what would have stopped him.
Okay. Now let's go back to some ball knowledge. Or more of a take. Who is better? Matoma, Adeyemi, or Alvarez?
High ceiling or right now?
I think right now. Yeah, I'd say right now.
Like
Julian
form off of
Alvarez.
right now.
Well, not. I don't want to say off form, but
If
like,
we're going off form, it's
like
gonna
who
be
do you think?
If you had to pick one player for a team, who would you have?
Out of these three, who would you choose?
Alvarez. I think his all-around game is better. I mean, I may be biased, but I mean, seeing
I
that
don't know
guy
if I
strike
agree
a
with
ball,
that.
seeing that guy, he can pass, he
Dude,
can dribble.
Matoma-
He's a hard worker. He will chase you down like he's a
He
baller,
did a
bro.
lot for them in that World Cup.
Matoma literally has a PhD in dribbling.
What'd you say?
He's got a PhD in dribbling.
He has a PhD in dribbling.
He does.
What does that mean?
I have no idea what you're saying there.
When he was in college, he wrote a paper, like his graduation paper on dribbling.
Doesn't mean you
Oh,
have
sorry.
a PhD
And
in dribbling.
And he was like, he strapped a GoPro to his face, like to
It's
his
like
head.
saying I have a PhD in diet because I wrote a speech about it one time. Like, come on now.
Okay. Anyways, I think Matone's better.
Really?
baller than
Matone?
Alvarez.
Well, let's rank them. You want to rank them?
Well, there's still a case for adding Yami because dude's got out of this world speed also.
He's very pacey, but
He's a little bit younger though.
he's very pacey. I think Julian Alvarez's game overall is
I think
more solid.
Yami has the most potential out of the three.
This is gonna sound crazy,
I think Alvarez
but
is
I
the worst out
don't
of those three.
think
Holy hell!
I don't think City would have that much of a drop off if Holland wasn't there and it was Alvarez up top.
I mean, they would. I feel like they would play.
Honestly,
I feel like they would play more
because
of
it'd
a
be more.
city
He's
team.
more of a
if that
Guerrero.
makes sense.
There you go. I think what he said is spot on.
'Cause
So what you're saying is it may sound outrageous because Alvarez wouldn't score the amount of goals if Holland is scoring, but
Obviously.
we would go back to more our roots and what we played like back in previous seasons.
Fluid
Because
football.
Alvarez can dribble, he can pass, and Holland can too. But Alvarez, his overall game, I mean, he really does remind me of Aguero, not just because he's Argentina, but just because the goals he scored for River Plate. That's what we play for, right?
yeah.
Out of this world, out of nothing, ridiculous angles, and he's gonna do the same thing. Like
How old is he?
20, right?
I
he's
I don't know.
21.
I think he's in his 20s. I don't know if it's like 20 to 22.
I mean,
is what I'm
when
guessing.
Holland leaves, because he will leave.
Really?
I thought he was like on a 6-year deal, 5-year deal.
I mean, you hear his dad say it all the time. He wants to dominate the world. So I think we got 3-4 good years of Holland.
Alvarez is 23.
Oh man.
23. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's older than Saga. Trash.
Mm.
Alvarez trash. OP.
All right. No,
That's
you're
it.
yeah.
That is
Alvarez-
hater.
I'm still going Alvarez. That might be
Alvarez-
biased, but if it's because it's probably because I watch him the most. But I think Alvarez's game
Yeah,
is really
I
solid.
haven't really watched much of Adeyemi this year, so it's kind of hard to rate him, even though he just did score in the Champions League.
I mean, do you think Nketiah is better than those three?
Nketiah?
Nketiah?
Um,
If you say yes, you're smoking.
I think he's better than Alvarez. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Oh my!
What?
Alvarez in that game Wednesday, if he was on Arsenal, wins you that game.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Okay, it's because Nketiah brings something different than Jesus, obviously. So like, I feel like Jesus fits our system better, like how Alvarez fits your guys' system better. But Nketiah is just.
I would take
He's a
Alvarez
hard
in a
worker,
heartbeat,
dude.
and I
Alvarez
would
is
don't
a
want
goal
Nketiah.
scorer, bro. Not
Bro,
only
you
that.
guys have wild Wakers. You would definitely take Nketiah.
No. I would be
That's
way
crazy.
better
That's
off.
crazy too. He said he wouldn't take Nketiah over Wow.
I don't know if I would either.
What? You're delusional.
I don't-
Nobody wants that guy.
I rate Nketiah, but I said it earlier before, and honest, and to give him credit, he proved me wrong that exact weekend in the Man United game when he got the 2 goals. But something about him, I just don't see the consistency. And
I think if you guys wanted to sell him, the only clubs you guys would get to come in for him is like the middle table clubs.
all right, if you were to ask me who would I
Big
rather
Six clubs
have,
gonna come in there.
Nketiah or Wakehorse, I'd probably take Nketiah, but like I wouldn't care though. Like I guess I would rather have him, but I wouldn't care that much. You know what I mean? Because
That's crazy that we're even comparing Nketiah to Weghorst.
that is
You guys are comparing.
that
him
is an
to-
outrageous comparison. But yeah,
I think.
I don't know.
I think he's better than Alvarez.
Weghorst is just
can't change my
he's
mind.
an ultimate professional.
Nketiah's a professional. What does
He
that
just-
even mean,
no,
bro?
like-
I don't know what that means.
Nah,
What does that even
He's
mean,
an
bro?
He works hard.
He's
He
an
works
ultimate
hard. He doesn't say
professional.
shit. He doesn't say shit. He does exactly what the team needs, and he's not gonna worry about it. He doesn't even need to score.
You're saying
Weghorst
so
is-
you're saying he's gritty?
Yes,
Weghorst is a Burnley player. He was a player that fit
he
Burnley
holds it up.
because Burnley would defend for their lives, and then when you needed him in a set piece, he obviously shined because of his height.
He doesn't
Other
get
than
hurt.
that, I don't know
He
what he
just-
really offers.
He
He's-
just
he's
works,
reliable.
He does his thing and does his
He's
thing.
just,
That's
you know
it.
what? Weghorst is just a big bastard. That's all he really is. He's just a big bastard. Championship level at best.
He's a matchup problem. No one-
He's a matchup problem.
He is, dude, on
He's a
any-
ma-
You're
He
saying you
is.
sound like Holland right now, bro.
He is, dude.
He's a matchup
He's-
problem.
I mean, Holland's obviously better, but he's just physical.
Bro, I just
He's
stick
so
Dan Burn
physical.
on that
I just find it
He's
weird
so physical.
because when I seen Weghorst come to Man United, it's not like I felt that threatened, but I was like, okay, now they're gonna add an aerial point to their game. But you know what's still crazy? Rashford still has more aerial wins than him, and now I think that's more due to no one's really giving Weghorst the service. So it's really hard to judge how good he really is because the only thing we've seen from him was at Burnley.
I mean, that's what Giroud is. Giroud's just the ultimate professional.
Giroud's
got worldies though.
Yeah, he had.
I don't think
He
I
didn't
can
score
see
many,
Wakehurst
but when he
score
scored,
5
it
goals.
was outrageous.
You seen Wakehurst doing a scorpion kick goal? Fuck no.
No.
Okay.
But I never said he was on the same level as Giroud. I just said he's more like Giroud than
That's
the
fine.
other strikers.
Okay, wait. So I'll probably have, back to our original question, I'll probably have Adeyemi, Mitoma, and Alvarez.
Alvarez, Matoma, and then Adeyemi.
Last.
Just because I just haven't watched Adeyemi that much, honestly.
Alvarez, Adeyemi, Matoma.
Okay.
So I think we all got something different,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Who has the higher potential? Vinicius, Rodrigo,
Oof.
Endrick.
Who?
Hendrick,
The 16-year-old that Real Madrid
they just
bought.
got from Palmeiras
Oh.
for $60 million.
Well, it's hard. I think it's hard to say with that kid because who
Yeah,
really knows what he
we,
got.
No,
we watched the video.
We were
oh my
watching
God.
his highlights. Bro shot it from 60, not 50 yards out, not from the halfway mark, behind it, behind the circle, 60 yards out. I'm like,
16-year-old.
I don't know.
A 16-year-old against professionals.
Personally, me, I kind of stopped paying. Not like I stopped paying attention to them, but I stopped getting my hopes up for the young Brazilians, and not necessarily stopped getting my hopes up for them, but I tend to wait it out because we got a sick Brazilian at the time. His name was Kai. Did you guys?
He's still at your club.
Mate, yeah.
He's only 21.
But not the rumors, but what I've been hearing and from these Man City fan pages, he's not progressing like he should be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to say about that kid. What is his name?
Endrick.
Because I haven't watched him at all. So for me, it's between Vinicius
If Real
and
Madrid are
Rodrigo.
willing to splash $60 million on a 16-year-old,
I mean,
think they'd
Real
need
Madrid
something.
tend to get it right with these
Yeah.
Brazilian kids, so I would trust them. But fuck, who would I choose? I don't know.
I think Vinicius. Okay.
How old is Vinicius? 23.
Let me look it up. Well, okay. If you ask me,
Rodrigo's just now turning 20, right, or 21?
so Vinicius is 22. He turns
Okay.
23 in July, and then.
And Rodrigo, he was.
I mean, if you ask me who's gonna win a,
Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or, I put my money on Vinny out of those three.
Vinny's he's crazy good.
Rodrigo's 22. He just turned 22 in January.
Oh wow, I got his age way off. I don't know. I rate Rodrigo a little bit, but like last season, I didn't think he did anything at all.
I mean,
And
they
I
both
think the
have-
only reason why he was brought up is because of those 2 last-minute goals versus Man City. But other than that, I didn't hear of him. I watched him. He wasn't really getting in. He wasn't getting much playing time. He came in a few times, and then fortunately for him and Real Madrid, and unfortunately for me, he got somehow 2 fucking headers against us. But Vinny,
Headers.
he can change the game, or not headers. He got 1 header and 1 fucking whatever. Vinny though, I rate him a lot. Like I
Dude,
really like him.
He had Kyle Walker about to die after that game.
Kyle Walker was in. That was Fernandinho.
Yeah, he
Oh,
hurt
yeah,
2
that's
players.
right. Fernandinho.
He hurt 2 players. Just
If Walker would have been in that game, we would have won. No way Vinny does that to Walker, but
Dude,
yeah.
Fernandinho got put on toes.
Hey! But Fernandinho put them on toast as well by getting that assist. Let's not forget about that. Now he stepped out of his
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
Out of his
he should have he did that one thing. Cool, you did it once. Don't try it ever again. And he tried it again. He got smoked for it. He got shown why he is not a right back. That's exactly what happened that game.
So if I had to rank the 3,
No, well, this is on who has higher potential.
yeah, Endrick, Vinicius, Rodrigo. I've seen way too much.
I'm gonna have to look this guy up because I haven't.
No, dude, his highlights.
I mean, I heard-
we just watched a highlight.
He's a golden child from what it looks like.
I heard about them making a purchase, but I didn't check him out or anything.
To be honest, he looks like Mbappe to me, but
I
a
know.
better shooter,
It was crazy.
a more lethal version.
Let
of
us know down in the comments. Are these guys smoking? Because from what I'm hearing, it sounds like these guys are smoking, man. Like I don't know how they're making this comparisons already.
Okay, well, that was all our questions for all
Well,
our
you guys
takes.
didn't even say yours.
Yeah, I did.
I said Vinny. I said Vinny.
I said Vinny.
Yeah, I rate him.
I
We're
put
not ranking
Rodrigo last. I put Vinny, Endrick, Rodrigo.
I put Vinny, Rodrigo, and like I said, I don't even know the
Andrew.
kids, so I can't really rate him.
Okay, so those are our takes. Let us know if they're good, stinky, bad, whatever. That's the video. Please like and subscribe.